Go.
So I did bipolar depression, and it used to be known as manic depression, and I have a little video. It's called Tell Me About Bipolar Depression, and it's by the National Association of Mental Illness, and
child, or getting that dream job. What about the most depressing moment? The loss of a relationship, or death of someone important to you? Now, imagine fluctuating between these highs and lows, like riding a roller coaster that feels never-ending. Welcome to reality for over 10 million Americans living with bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is a chronic mental illness that causes dramatic shifts between manic highs and depressive lows, affecting a person's mood, energy, and ability to think clearly. An individual with bipolar can seek help and take control of their own mental wellness through a mixture of traditional medical treatment and holistic health activities. Free education, information, and support programs are available. You are not alone. We can help.
so that was just a little clip about how it feels to have bipolar depression, and then back to the slide. Okay, so the third slide is, what are some symptoms of this? Bipolar depression is a mental disorder where the symptoms are extreme highs and called manic, and lows in mood and or energy called depression. These aren't the normal periods of happiness and sadness that most people experience. These episodes are intense and severe. Often the emotion isn't appropriate for the situation, for the emotion doesn't line up with the circumstance. People may also experience periods of intense emotion, changes in sleep patterns, activity levels, and sometimes unusual behaviors. Between episodes, patients can often return to normal or near normal function. What are some of the causes of this disease? Scientists have yet to discover a single cause for bipolar depression. Current thinking is several factors may contribute to this cause, including a specific genetic link has yet to be pinpointed. Researchers show that bipolar disorder tends to run in families. Another one is stress. A stressful event such as a death, an illness, difficult relationship, or financial problems may trigger a manic or depressive episode. Therefore, a person's handling of stress may play a role in the development of this disease. Also, brain structure. Function and or brain chemicals called neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters act as messengers between nerve cells and are thought to play a role in the development of bipolar disorder. So the diagnosis is, bipolar disorder can sometimes be hard to diagnose. It requires the healthcare provider to take a complete medical history, as sometimes major depression is the initial diagnosis. These patients often also suffer from anxiety, substance abuse, or eating disorder, which can complicate the diagnosis. Bipolar disorder cannot be seen on a blood test or a body scan, but tests are often done to rule out other illnesses. There are some treatments. There is not one proven treatment for bipolar disorder, but it can be treated and managed in several ways. Psychotherapy, speaking to a psychologist, a PhD, or a psychiatrist who is an MD, medications such as mood stabilizers, antipsychotics, antidepressants, or a cocktail that contains a combination of medications that can be effective. Self-management strategies, things like stress management, lifestyle changes, sticking to a regular sleep pattern, and or reducing the consumption of alcohol. Complementary health approaches, things such as medications or acupuncture, but these should not replace the treatments above. Important things to keep in mind. With bipolar disorder, suicide is an ever-present danger, even when the person is manic. Suicidal thoughts or behaviors are dangerous and should be considered a psychiatric emergency. Those around this person or aware of this behavior should seek immediate help. You can call 911 or the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK, or take them to the nearest emergency room. Some surprising facts are suicide is the 10th leading cause of death among adults in the U.S. The third leading cause of death for ages 10 to 14, and the second leading cause of death among people ages 15 to 24. More than 90% of children who die by suicide have a mental health condition. An equal number of men and women suffer from bipolar disorder, and it is found in all ages, races, ethnic groups, and social classes. Depression has been diagnosed in animals, usually mammals, sometimes seen when an animal loses its long-term partner or is separated from its family or pack. I also did a section called Celebrities Who Have Spoken Out About Their Struggle. So actress Carrie Fisher, known as Princess Leia by most people, spoke of her battle with bipolar depression and addiction in her book Postcards from Edges. Singer Demi Lovato, who most of you guys know, admitted herself into a clinic for addiction and self-harm in 2010. It was there she learned she was bipolar. She spoke about this in a 2012 MTV documentary. Winston Churchill, who was the British Prime Minister during World War II, referred to his illness as the Black Dog because it would never leave his side. Despite his condition, he authored 43 books and earned a Nobel Prize in Literature. Terry Bradshaw, former NHL quarterback turned into broadcaster, now speaks openly about his struggle. Clint Malarchuk, former NHL goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres, speaks about his struggle, and it is now managed with medication, talk therapy, and meditation. Clint says, "I realize now that playing hockey gave me the platform for my real purpose, to raise awareness for mental health and to help reduce the stigma." So my personal note is, I lost my uncle to bipolar depression. My uncle Keith Milano, my mom's brother, lost his battle with bipolar depression and dying by suicide on September 5th, 2004, at the age of 27. Because of this disease, I never had the opportunity to meet my uncle. Since his death, my family has made it our mission to raise awareness and funds for mental health issues, and he is why I chose this topic. The Keith Milano Memorial Fund at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has raised over $1 million for prevention and research. Resources for tweens, teens, parents, and educators can be found on more than sad.
W.